Hey YouTube, how's it going? Today we're going to do a little bit of a different type of video. We're going to do an unboxing video, but this time around it's not going to be of any fish. It's going to be of my brand new filters. Now, I was after two cheap, simple filters to be able to help pick up the leftover debris I have inside of the 90-gallon and the 40-gallon. So I already have one set up. We're going to open up the second box so you guys can take a look at it from the first-hand experience, I guess. Having the box on open, of course, everything gives me troubles here, but eventually we get her on out. It is SunSun is the brand. They were given crap probably about a decade ago because they were putting out canister filters that were fire hazards. They had two-prong cords. They weren't well put together. They leaked very often. And honestly, for the last 5 years of buying these filters, I haven't had an issue. I've bought the bigger version, which is currently on the 150-gallon with a 9-watt UV sterilizer attached to it, and that's been working now just fine for, I want to say, at least 5 or 4 years. It's been a while. These guys are the size down, but they were only $48 a piece. There's the 3-prong like I was trying to mention before. They were $48 a piece, so I got 2 of them. Cheap. Going to PetSmart to be able to get a canister filter, I really quickly realized how expensive just a 55-gallon or a 75-gallon canister filter can get, upwards more of $150. It's just a little ridiculous. So we've got the outside filter, this one, of course, without the UV sterilizer. You've got your intake. You've got the sealer for the top of the canister filter. It comes with hosing, which is already separated for you. It's held together by that black tube in there that fits between both of them, but otherwise 2 separate pieces. And then you've got your, I think this is the intake. Oh, so the other one was the output. Regardless, you've got all the pieces here packaged up for you. Now, the thing that I've noticed is they do add some extras in this box than what was in the previous box, which is pretty interesting. But, so a couple of things, we'll look at that later on, we'll get to that point. But, so easy, simple assembly. I probably got this filter put together in a matter of like 6 minutes. The slide in as far as the intake and the output, pretty simple to be able to attach there. The hosing, of course, is going to take a little bit more elbow grease. I know I'm going to try it more than once just to see if I can get it, but it's a little complicated one-handed. Regardless, it slides on there pretty easy. It just looks like it's complicated because of how I'm holding it. So we've got the intake and the output, both the hosing attachments on there, so that way I wouldn't have to struggle any further. We're going to get rid of a bunch of the parts, and we're just going to keep 3 pieces for the output. This is going to be the small little separation, I guess, that allows the elbow to be able to attach to, so that way I can get my spray bar attached. So want to say there were like maybe like 2 extra pieces added to this one, so you definitely do have to kind of do some rearranging, but it does give you the extra pieces to be able to make your own decision on what you want. Do you want a longer spray bar, a shorter spray bar? Do you want just one straight hard output? It kind of allows you to be able to design that, so not all the pieces have to go together to make the canister work. You can just put it how you want it. For me, I need a small focused area that's going to provide enough circulation in the 90 to pick up some of that debris. So I'm going to stick with a short spray bar, just as I did in the 40-gallon. But the catch is you want to make sure you grab the spray bar that has a cap on it. This one is the extender, which does not have a cap on it, but this one should be able to hold enough pressure for you, so that way we're getting that waterfall kind of effect out the front of the filter. Real simple to be able to slide together. I mean, it's really not that complicated. It's pretty simple. If you've worked with canister filters before, this is way easier than a Marineland and a Fluval to be able to put together. The pieces are just a lot more, I guess, workable. Whether or not you count that as cheap, I don't know, but if they slide together pretty easy, I count that as a win. So this is going to be the intake. I do not need the extra extension on it, so I'm only using the single extension attached to the intake, so that'll go straight directly onto the intake hose. If I can get that all set up here. And I'm pretty much set up. We've got the intake, we've got the output. There's not really much else to it. So of course we do have to look inside of the canister filter yet. We'll see what else we have inside of there to be able to keep things going. Media wise, it's totally up to you. They do supply media as an option. Taking off the lift, obviously there's just that little lever there, which be very gentle with because it does break. It's pretty fragile. 4 latches on either side. You want to get the first 2 on either end of the intake outtake of the push button, and then you want to get the side ones. You want to make sure you get those in order, because otherwise you will screw up those O-rings and cause leakage if you're ending up messing with the wrong latch on the wrong side. So pretty simple design. I don't know if that impeller can come out or not. I haven't twisted that plastic covering yet. So but it comes with 3 baskets. This time they included carbon, bio balls, filter mats or filter media to be able to help catch all my debris, and that was it. That's all that's inside of the filter. So I'm going to end up adding a few things of my own, and of course it shows you where you have to be able to line up your baskets. I'm going to add a little bit of filtration media for myself. It is going to be Purigen, which is going to help take out my nitrate as well as my phosphate. It takes out a lot of organics. It just absorbs it, and you can reuse this product. So of course, opening a package one-handed was going to be a fail, but we'll get it figured out real quick here. Okay, so the Purigen comes in a little micron bag. The micron bag has little beads. These little beads absorb any kind of nitrate or phosphate and debris inside of the aquarium. So it does a very good job. Normally I expect them to be brown after about 2 months. You can actually recycle them by putting them into a bleach solution, generally 1/3 bleach, 2/3 water, for about 24 hours with a circulation pump to be able to keep those beads moving around. Of course I got 2. And then you want to make sure that you put that into a prime or a conditioned water solution after that 24 hours. And then after it's in a primed or conditioned water solution for 24 hours, sit in a 24-hour freshwater bath just in case, and then I can go back into the aquarium. So it's about a 3-day process to recharge these puppies, but let me tell you, for 100 gallons of pop on what they can hold for capacity of waste, it's absolutely unbelievable. So highly recommend them. So I'm gonna throw those in the bottom. I've got my bio balls in the middle, and I've got my filter floss in the top, so that way I'm not getting all of my debris stuck in the bio balls. So I managed to latch the side latches when I pushed the cover down, so I count that as magic. I don't know how I did that, so I skipped that step. Otherwise, get the 2 latches and then the other 2 on the outside like I'm doing here, and that should I missed the cover, but that should complete a total seal, so that way you're not leaking anything. Get the intake and the outtake hoses back on there, slide that in and put it back down, and you're latched in. You push the big button to prime the filter. This will suck water from the intake through the filter and out the output, and you pretty much have a canister set up. So very easy to be able to get all put together, maintained, to take apart and clean. You probably want to clean it about once a month to replace those filter floss pieces. The bio balls are good for, well, I don't think the plastic will ever fall apart, but you can see how I have it attached here with my intake on the right and the output on the left. It's all notched in with my plastic visor to keep the fish from jumping out, of course, so that way I don't have to worry about anything popping out. It definitely allows for less space for that to happen. You've got the intake sitting down a little closer to the sand bed that I would like, but had I taken off that extension, I feel like it would have been a little too short. So, and then the output, of course, is just the single spray bar. This one was already pre-set up for me. It is not the same one I was working with, but regardless, it went just as fluidly and it looks phenomenal. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be posting a new update on the freshwater predator aquarium, so stay tuned for that, and hopefully this all clears out the rest of the setups for me, so we'll pay attention to the 90 gallon soon after that as well. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.